Let's try this one more again.
Hard work, hard work, hard work, hard work, hard work, work. There you go. Hard work, work. Everybody doing it right. Hard work, work, work. That's what you say. Hard work, work, work. Earn more pay. Hard work, work. Hard work, do it every day. Hard work, work. Get up out of quarter to three. Hard work, work. Ready to go and earn more pay. Hard work, work. Boots on and lace.
All right, we back. We back. I'm sorry, y'all. I just couldn't do it. My whole energy was off after going through all that debacle with my computer. Like my whole energy was just off. But I'm back. I'm back. For those of you all just tuning in, welcome to the Sports Talk with Big Sarge show. I'm your host, Big Sarge. Oh, don't worry, y'all. I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna clip up the other one because we had some pretty good conversation going on over there. So don't get me wrong, that will be out here pretty soon. So I'm just gonna give y'all a little bit more time to get back up in here. This is my fault. This is a user error. And so I want to make sure that I fixed it. So just need a little bit more time for the people to jump in here. And when you're here, just jump on in, say hello, drop it in the comments, say hello. Marcus, you in here? Marcus, man, it is crazy how you and I know some of the same people. Like, I wouldn't be surprised, Marcus, if you and I have been in some of the same places at the same time. Now, wait, not them places, though. Not them places. Look, I know I got on your favorite color, but not them places. Okay. So we're gonna give them a couple of more seconds to get back up in here. Huh. Appreciate that. Appreciate you coming back. Appreciate you coming back. I thought I saw Sarge at the ICC. What's that? Hold on. Hold on for a second, D Skills. What is ICC? Is that the place where that dude was like, hey, you sitting at home doing nothing? You too could be at ICC Tech. You too can learn a profession. That's what ICC is. ICC is that the place where Masterpiece son went to? Side note, hey, y'all seen Masterpiece? Y'all seen Masterpiece? One of Masterpiece sons then got caught. Him and some other dudes for stealing refrigerators from a university. Y'all seen that? So hold on, D Skills, ICC. That's what it'd be like. Hey, oh, have you ever seen the origins of that? Look, right now I am. This is Freestyle Friday. I'm giving everybody a chance to get back in here because it was a user error from the first part, the first show. I had to restart it. My energy was off after I got everything together. So we doing the remix. Take that, take that. Can you do that? Can you do the take that, take that, take that, take that, take that? Because we don't know who Diddy was talking to now. Hey, Sarge, remember, this is Sports Talk with Big Sarge, not Freestyle Friday, not Buzzed and Petty. Hey, but look, y'all know how that commercial came about, the one where that dude be saying, hey, you sitting there on the couch doing nothing. And side note, they only play that commercial. They only really play that commercial when people supposed to be at work. I'm just saying. When people supposed to be at work, that's the look when all them judge shows are on, when all them reality, I mean, them judge shows and them talk shows, like when Jerry Springer used to come on, and Judge Mathis and Judge Joe Brown and divorce court, all that, the people's court. When those are on during the day, when people are actually supposed to be at work, then the dude come on, hey, you sitting on the couch doing nothing. Really, he's saying, hey, lazy ass, you ain't got no job. If you ain't got no job, then come on down to, is that the what you talking about, these skills, the ICC? Hey, have y'all know? Listen, have y'all seen the? This is my nerd in me. This is the nerd in me. Okay, this is the. Let me fix this camera. This is the nerd in me, right? This is the nerd in me. I've actually seen how that commercial was made. Do y'all know that commercial was made in a hotel parking lot with the lights from the parking lot and the car. Y'all need to go look at how that commercial was made. And it's funny because it's one of the most iconic commercials. And now you just like, what? It's the rabbit holes I be going down, y'all. I don't always just like I ain't always sports. Sports ain't all I do. I be going down. Listen, when I'm away from sports, I get away from sports. I be my YouTube rabbit holes. I be like, wait a minute, how old is the Grand Canyon? Hey, if y'all y'all need to go look at how the Grand Canyon was formed. It's amazing. I mean, like, what? Me and Cody Davis talking the other day, and me and Cody Davis was talking for about 30 minutes, and we were talking about top 5 female vocalists. Top 5 female vocalists. And then after the top 5 female vocalists, where do you rank Mary J. Blige in that? And after that conversation, me and Cody was laughing. We were laughing up a storm because we was like, I bet you people think the only thing we be talking about is sports. And we spent the whole 30 minutes just talking about talking about the top 5 vocalists and where do you put where would you rank where would you put, excuse me, Mary J. Blige? Like as an entertainer, I got Mary J. Blige. Like as far as no, let me just stick to what we were talking about. Like I got Mary J. Blige in my top 20 of female vocalists, female R&B, female R&B vocalists. She's in my top 20 as far as female R&B vocalists. Top 20. She's not in my top 10, right? She's not in my top 10 because I don't think that Mary J. Blige can sing like Fantasia's in my top 10. Jennifer Hudson, top 10. Whitney Houston, top 10. Mariah Carey, top 10. Brandy, top 10. Who else? Anita Baker, top 10. Like Mary J can't get up there with them. And then I was sitting at home. I mean, no, then we switched over and we started talking about where do we rank Michael Jackson and Prince as far as vocals are concerned. And I said, Michael Jackson and Prince, they're like, so we got the National Signing Day going on. We got all these high school players committing to colleges. You know that the one that just says like doesn't have a position, it just says athlete. Like that's what Michael Jackson and Prince are. Like they're not gonna blow you away with their vocals, but the total package of them puts them in the top 5, top 10 of everything. Like Michael Jackson is the king of R&B. I'm sorry, king of pop. We know Michael Jackson is the king of pop. Like vocally, can I listen? It like is he on the same as like with like Donny Hathaway or like y'all know some people. Is he on there like Luther vocally? No. But the total package of Michael Jackson makes him like an athlete. Like you got these high school players that are going to play as quarterbacks, as defensive backs, quarterbacks, cornerbacks, offensive linemen, things like that. But then you have some are just athletes that can do it all. Travis Hunter can do it all. So that's what Michael Jackson is. That's what Prince is. And then I said, you know who else like that? Because like, listen, Michael Jackson and Prince cannot sing better than Tevin Campbell. And if you don't believe me, go listen to some Tevin Campbell. Then listen to Michael and Prince. Don't get me wrong. Michael and Prince can sing, but they ain't Tevin Campbell. If you start listening to Can We Talk for a Minute, I can't sing it, but listen to Tevin Campbell. Tevin Campbell can sing, but Tevin Campbell is not the total package. Like Tevin Campbell can play quarterback. He's not an athlete that can play on the other side of the ball. He is specialized in one thing. Then I thought about it. I called Cody back, right, like randomly and said, hey, Cody, you know who else could be in that athlete spot? Neo. Because Neo ain't the best singer. But when you throw in everything as far as entertainer, songwriter, producer, like all that, Neo is an athlete. Now, I don't know how we got down this rabbit hole. I'm just saying. ICC, that's the college, right? Let me see what y'all talking about in the comments. Oh, ITT. Wait, ICC wasn't the college? That they be like, hey, you lazy ass sitting on the couch doing nothing. Get up and come down to ICC and get you a job. Ice cream castle. What is ice cream castle? I don't know what that means. Yeah, I am old as hell. Oh, wait, hold on. ICC is not a college, bro. It's a strip joint. Oh, then that's why I don't know what ice cream castle is. I never heard of no ice cream castle. ICC was a legendary adult establishment that was gone way too soon. What? Y'all sure? Man, no, hell no. I need some receipts. ICC ain't the college that the dude was on there talking about, hey, you sitting at home doing nothing. Okay. All right. I agree with the total package point, my friend, but Michael's vocals at the end of Earth song are insane. Yeah, yeah. But what are you talking about, Senor Boble? Tell me, I don't understand what that mean. Hey. Oh, wait. See? Okay, I knew it. Hold on, yeah, hold on. The college is ICDC. Y'all around here. I was like, no. Hold on. CDC. Hold on. Hold on for a second.
You're sitting on the couch, you're watching TV, and your life is passing you by. Keep procrastinating over and over. Well, maybe I'll go to school next year, maybe next semester. No, do it right now. They'll work with you after work, or you can go before work. You can do whatever you need to do to graduate. Go talk to somebody right now. They out to help you. You spend all day on the phone anyhow. Why don't you make a phone call that's going to help you in your future? All you got to do is pick up the phone and make the call. Why are you making it complicated? It's easy.
See, I knew that. Wait, hold on, y'all. While we here, it's Freestyle Friday. Y'all work with me. Lil Romeo, I told y'all Lil Romeo had a commercial.
I'm Romeo Miller. My parents always told me how important education was. So I went to college. And education sticks with you. It keeps you on top. ICDC College set you on the right track towards earning your degree in careers like Homeland Security, medical assistant, crime scene investigation, and addiction counseling. In today's world, you got to take command of your future. At ICDC College, you'll get resources like financial aid and your own computer to help you accomplish your goals. Your future is waiting. It's your time to go to college. So call ICDC College and change your life today. It's happening over at ICDC College. This is your future. Don't waste it. It's up to you to make a move. Roll on up to ICDC College. Say ICDC, college, ICDC college. I say ICDC, I'm so ICDC college.
Wait. Why nobody told me Lil Romeo rapped at the end of that commercial? I ain't know Lil Romeo rapped at the end of the ICDC college. I I had no clue. This show has been off the rails since the first show started. I should just change the. I shouldn't even put the Texas in there though. I should just made this happy hour. But that's neither here nor there. Hold on. I told y'all I knew it was some I's and some C's in there. Y'all talking about ICC. I told you that was a college, ICDC. Now, the weird part about it is because as I'm watching Lil Romeo, hey, didn't Lil Romeo go to USC to play basketball? How the hell he end up at ICDC? How the hell Lil Romeo end up at ICDC? Didn't he play basketball at USC? Yeah, I dropped it in the comments. I thought he played basketball at USC. Thank you. Thank you. It's Romanus, right? Thank you. ICDC. No, no, I'm not. No, no, ICDC. That's the college. Oh man. Oh, goodness gracious alive. No, I remember North Line Mall. I mean, I spent my money on J's at North Line Mall. I bought shoes at North Line Mall, not lap dances. Sorry. Uh, gonna ask about Tina Marie. Yes, Lord, Tina Marie could sing. Okay, see, I knew it. ICDC, like they talking about ICC. I don't know what the hell ICC is. I know what ICDC is though. And why nobody told me Lil Romeo rap at the end of that? I would have stopped that. I would have stopped that video a long time ago. I didn't want to listen to Lil Romeo when he was really rapping. You think I want to listen to Lil Romeo on a commercial? And what happened at USC? How did Romeo end up at ICDC? ICDC college. ICDC college. I'm having entirely way too much fun. Hey, the Texans need to come off the bye week. I'm having entirely too much fun. Oh, he was a spokesperson for it. ICDC college. I gotta write that down. ICDC commercial. When y'all go back, look, now that I told y'all that story though about the dude saying, hey, you sitting on the couch doing nothing, go back and look at that commercial now. And now it all makes sense to you. Now that I told you that was filmed in a hotel parking lot with the lights, the street lights. I mean, I'm sorry, the lights from the parking lot and the headlights from the car. Go back and look at it. Now you'll see it totally different. Hey, you ain't missed nothing but a bunch of foolishness from Sarge. They gonna talk about I need to go to ICC, and I said ICC. That's the college, right? And then we found out it's ICDC. Hey, Bel Air Detroit Baby 3, you knew that Lil Romeo rapped at the end of that ICDC college commercial? And do you have the answer on what happened at USC? Why he stopped playing basketball at USC? No, I'm just saying. Once again, tune into the Sports Talk with Big Sarge show. I'm your host, Big Sarge. This is Freestyle Friday. And if you see at the top, it says the remix, right? Because we had to do this thing twice. The Texans will be better after the bye week. But before we get into that, so I don't know if you all have seen the news. It's been reported by Aaron Wilson, has been reported by Jonathan M. Alexander over at the Houston Chronicle. It says injured Houston Texans tight end Brevin Jordan signed a 1-year extension signed a 1-year extension. And so by seeing that he signed a 1-year extension, I have to ask you all a question. I need you to drop it in the comments with your answer. Drop your answer in the comments. So what is this Houston Texans tight end group going to look like next year? Like next season, with Brevin Jordan coming back off of injury, you still have Dalton Schultz and you have Cade Stover. Like, what is it going to look like? Because you have three tight ends under contract. Cade Stover is still under his rookie contract. Now Brevin Jordan has signed an extension, and Dalton Schultz is still under contract through 2025. I think that after 2025, I think there's is there a player option or a team option? It's either a player option or a team option, but you have these 3 tight ends now. What do you do with them? Now I know what I would do, but this is just me. And I've never coached at the I've never coached at the NFL level. I've never been a coach at the NFL level. And so I think if they let Dalton go, that's a $16 million cap hit. I think $16 million in dead cap. If I'm not mistaken. I'm not really good as far as getting into the logistics like that when it comes to the salary. I just know the years and how much money and the options. But like I said, I've never coached at the NFL level. I've never had to call plays at the NFL level. But if I did, if D'Amico asked me, hey man, let me get your opinion on what you would do. This is exactly what I would do. I probably would let Dalton walk. I probably take the hit on that, and then I would make like a NASCAR package with Cade Stover and Brevin Jordan. And you're turning Brevin Jordan, side note, you're turning Cade Stover into a blocker. He's starting to learn, more and more as the season goes on. He's becoming better as a blocker. We know that Brevin Jordan can block, but you also have those two young tight ends that can catch and they can run. And so you're talking about being able to line up double tights with Cade Stover and Brevin Jordan on the field together, and both of them still be able to run routes as far as run like wide receiver routes. Now, don't get me wrong. I love Dalton Schultz and him being the possession tight end that he is. He could do a little bit better as far as blocking is concerned. And I think that I told you all that I watched Dalton Schultz when he was with Dallas. And the one thing that did not sit well with the people in Dallas was he wasn't a good blocker. And so that's why they kept Hendershot and kept, I forgot the other tight end's name, but they wanted somebody that could catch but also block. And that's one of the deficiencies of Dalton Schultz. He is not a good run blocker. And so, but Brevin Jordan is, and Brevin Jordan can do everything that Dalton Schultz can do. He just needs the opportunity. And I think in this offense, you will see that you have K Stover, but you also, if you have them two on the field, they're a threat to be able to go out and run pass routes, but they're also good in the run game. And so I don't know if they would, keep three tight ends, because if they do, now what are you going to do? Because of the experience with Dalton Schultz and the experience that Brevin Jordan have, do you relegate Case Stover? Now you just make him a special teams player, bring him in on third downs. You're hampering him, you're hindering him, you're stunting his growth, because we seen what he was at Ohio State. We know that he can play the tight end position, but he can also be that kind of hybrid tight end slash fullback slash wide receiver for you. And so, what I wouldn't do, I would not make. I would not carry three tight ends, but it gets to that decision on what do you do. And you all can drop that over in the comments. Marcus says he would let Dalton walk. Jordan's a great run block, and they could use him as a wideout as well. That's what Street Runner said. Stover converts to a fullback and rotate Brevin and Dalton. Okay, I can see that. Nick is slick. He is getting good players cheap. He got Nico on an undervalued contract, and Jordan is extended for cheap also. Nick is willing and dealing. Yeah, he is. And that's what I said the other day about Nick Casario. We can talk about, not only has he stood up for his players, especially with Aziz Al Sharier in the press conference that he had the other day, but you can see that Nick is trying to put the best, get D'Amico the best product to put on the field so that the Houston Texans can win. Because like we talked about on this show, the window, you know, the window closes quick. And you got Will on a rookie contract right now. You got CJ on a rookie contract right now. You're gonna have to pay Derek Stingley here coming up soon. You're gonna have to end up paying Jalen Petrie coming up here soon. The good thing is you already got Nico taken care of. You can get some of these other players taken care of, but you know that window closes quick. It becomes dead cap. Nico wide receiver one, Brevin wide receiver two, and either Metro or Dale at wide receiver three. Brevin is only slightly heavier than T. Higgins, and you can see the threat he is. Yeah, that's a good question. I don't know how good Brevin Jordan is at the wide receiver position, though. I don't know if he's. I haven't seen enough from Brevin Jordan, and that's no fault of his. I did see him make that long touchdown run. What was it, 75-yard touchdown run in against the Cavaliers, the Cleveland Browns. Was that the Cleveland Browns that he played and he caught that pass and went 75 yards? He was fast. So we've never seen him at that position. We've only seen him at the tight end position. So I don't know if he can play wide receiver too. I haven't seen him run those type of routes. But you know what? Here's the thing. Let me put this back up real quick. Let me put back up what Tay says. And Tay said Nico wide receiver one, Brevin wide receiver two, and either Metchie or Dale at wide receiver three. I'm gonna say this, and this isn't a popular opinion. This isn't a popular opinion by a lot of people, but I believe it. I believe it. I honestly and truly believe that Tank Dell is an outside wide receiver. Honestly and truly believe that Tank Dell can be wide receiver too. I believe that he could be Steve Smith. And of course now we know that he has to add, a little bit more weight because Steve was short, but Steve was, Steve was muscular, pause. And you know, for his stature and his size, no Orlando Brown, no Diddy. He, he could take those hits. I don't know if Tank doesn't have that type of weight on him yet to be able to take those type of hits. But Tank can run wide receiver two routes. Tank is people want to keep putting him and this ain't no shot at you, Tay. I just you said it and it made me think about it. This ain't no shot at you. So I hope you don't take it that way. I'm just talking in general now. A lot of people want to put Tank Dell at the slot position, and he's not a slot. He's not. Tank can run routes. Tank can run routes, and we haven't seen it this year. And I don't know if we could blame that all on Tank. I don't think we could blame that all on Tank. I mean, has Tank had some drops? Of course, wide receivers are going to have drops. But there's been some games where they just haven't been able to get Tank involved, and that could have been from offensive line play. That could have been from a play calling standpoint. That could have been coming. That could have been uh, some of the play of C.J. Stroud. But I think when Tank only had one catch for 23 yards against who was that? Was that against Jacksonville or was that against Tennessee? He only had one catch for 23 yards. Like you got to find some way to get him involved in the offense as well. And he can play that outside position. I don't like seeing Tank being used like Debo Samuels from the San Francisco 49ers. That's not Tank. You can use Tank that way. I don't like to see him on no jet sweeps, none of that type of stuff. Let Tank run routes. Let Tank go. Let Tank run the routes on the route tree. When we watched him when he played at the University of Houston, what was he able to do? Run routes. Tank was a top 5 wide receiver in college football his last year at the University of Houston. And look at the numbers that he put up. And so Tank Dell is a wide receiver to me, wide receiver 2 and not a wide receiver 3. Now Mechie, yes. Mechie can play that position. Uh you have your speed in Jordan, strength at Cade, and finesse with Dalton. Okay, I can see that. Only because Brevin is coming off injury, not sure on Dalton's skill set, and Cade trying to play catch up. Okay, thank you. That was the Brown games in the playoffs that he was able to run like that, right? Uh Tank don't have that Steve Smith mentality. Smith was a dog. No, they call me Mr. Nobody. No. And let me tell you why I'm disagreeing with you on that. Because I've actually talked to Steve Smith Sr. about Tank Dell. I gotta go. There's an article out there. If you type in Texans Wire, Steve Smith Tank Dell, you know what? Don't. This is why we're here. I can do that for you right quick. Because I think that's. Hold on. Texans Wire. Yeah. Steve Smith. Let me see. Yeah. So, um, when I was working with Texans Wire, let me share my screen. Let me share my screen real quick. Share screen. So this was last year in November. This is see Texans Tank Dell reveals his receiver talk with former Panthers wide receiver Steve Smith. This is the article that I wrote. I talk exclusively to Steve Smith. I don't know if you remember this picture that was going around. And then you see what Steve told me. I asked him about the conversation that him and Tank had, and he said that's between me and him. Uh, if you want to know, ask him. But I would tell you that it was a receiver talking, two sponges soaking in knowledge from one another. He's going to be very good if he stays on his grind. Um, hold on. What is this? I don't remember what that is. Uh, I think this may have been when Noah Brown told us about Tank Dell to cut on the tape, and I don't think Tank knows that he is the size that he is. And so, this is what Tank told me when I asked him about what him and Steve talked about. We talked about route running. He told me about press releases and being a dog on every play. How he was during his playing days. He was telling me what I can tell me what I can get better. I think it's supposed to be what I can do to get better. And so that's what I'm saying. Um and Steve Smith's a really good guy. And I was able to talk with him because he came the year prior for a Thursday night game. I think it was when the Eagles and the Texans played in 2022. I think that was a Thursday night game, Prime. That was during the time during the World Series because I remember Jalen Hurts being asked who was he rooting for, the Phillies or the Astros. And so I got an opportunity to just talk with Steve Smith, and man, we talked for about 30 minutes just standing right there in the dining facility, just talking about everything. He was telling me about his son, about playing basketball, this, that, and other. And so when we went to Carolina and he seen me, he started laughing. And then that's how I was able to ask him that question. But I do believe that, Tank may not ever be the size and has the size and the stature of Steve Smith Sr., but I do believe that he could play just like him. So, yeah, so Tank just needs to gain some weight. Tank has mentioned gaining weight as part of his plan. Yeah. Tank can run routes, but it still seemed to me that he's gun shy and reluctant to go all out due to his injury. Uh Tay, I also believe that he's one of those people that when you look at him, he goes like sometimes, you just get tired of running and not getting the ball. Sometimes it's just like, man, I'm running these routes, running these routes, and these balls are never coming to me. So um I wonder what the visor affected him ever since that drop he had in the Bears and he removed the visors. Uh Gaining weight ain't gonna change Tank's mindset. Something he's just born with. Nico is a dog also. Tank is a dog. Listen, they call me Mr. Nobody. Let me tell you something. I've had numerous conversations off the record with Tank. Tank is a dog. Tank is a dog. Don't let him being humble when he's in front of the camera fool you. Tank is a dog. They'll tell you in that locker room. If you ever have an opportunity, to talk to Stephon Diggs, ask him about Tank. Their lockers are right next to each other. Ask him about Tank. He'll tell you. Now, Tank is a dog. He was electric at U of H. So I think so too. I think that's where Bobby go wrong. Mixing up formations. Tank and Nico can play all wide receiver spot. Uh Let me see. That's a good question. I will have the answer for you before the end of the season. It may not be the answer that you want, may not be the answer that I want, but I'm gonna try to get an answer. Zay Flowers is the same build as Tank, but he has that dog in him. Put the film on and watch it. Yeah. So, but they call me Mr. Nobody, and look, I'm glad we're having this conversation back and forth. Zay is also their number one option. They don't have no good receivers outside of Zay Flowers. Like Zay Flowers is the number one option for the Baltimore Ravens. Tank is not. Nico is. And at some point, it was Nico and Stephon and then him. If Tank was the number one option on some of these other teams, you will see a difference. Like you'll be talking about Tank like you talk about Zay Flowers. If they switch roles, Tank would be the number one wide receiver for the Baltimore Ravens, and Zay Flowers would be Tank Dell here. Like and listen, if you don't agree with that, I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that. I respect your opinion. I just disagree with it. But if you switch those roles, I don't believe that Zay Flowers would be like he is. He would be in the Tank Dell role if he was on the Houston Texans. And so that's the difference to me. Tank should definitely be returning punts. I don't know about that. Marcus says Tank definitely has that dog in him, but he's being used the same way as when Tank was in college. Right. No. No, 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 no. That's that no, that was just reserved for Cushion and JJ. Go his journey to the league. He was that guy no matter the size. Yeah. Yeah. And listen, I want to say I got a chance to speak with Tank's parents after OTA practice. It was myself, Cody Davis, and I think John Hickman from Locked On Texans. We got a chance to talk, and then I was talking to Tank's dad, and he's like, "Man, I always knew, and he ain't one of them parents." Let me tell y'all something about Tank Daddy. Tank Daddy ain't one of them ones that just, get in front of the camera or talk to people and be like, "Yeah, I always knew my son was going to make it to the league." No, he's not one of them. If he say he knew his son was going to make it to the league, I believe him because he one of them ones you talk to, you be like, "Yeah, Tank Daddy, he a real one." But I'm gonna tell you who a real one too. Tank little brother. Tank little brother played both sides of the ball. Tank said, "Hey, he gonna be better than me." I remember Tank's dad said, "Yeah." He said, "Tank good." He said, "But that one right there, that one, he gonna be better because he don't mind getting hit because he likes to hit. He play on the other side of the ball." He said, "Tank can take a hit, but Tank didn't want to hit nobody. Tank wasn't playing no defense." He said, "But that one right there, that's the one. That's the one right there." Uh, you think signing Brevin with the torn ACL sends a signal to a certain wide receiver too with the torn ACL? Elaborate on that for me, Brandon. Elaborate on. They were just seen on television having a fit about not getting the ball because they ain't got no wide receivers over there. Like who else play wide receiver for them? And the only reason I know about Deontay Johnson because he refused to go into the game and they just suspended him. I don't know who else plays wide receiver for them. If Tank and CJ are as close as it seems, why Tank ain't in his ear saying, "Give me the ball, bro"? It's either CJ or Bobby's fault. It's either CJ or Bobby's fault. Tank ain't involved. Tank don't call the plays though, and it's easy. It's easy for him to say, "CJ, give me the ball," but CJ is got to protect himself because the offensive line ain't giving him time to get Tank the ball. Sometimes CJ got to take exactly what he can get. And that ain't the play that, listen, the first option may be Nico, right? And Nico is covered. You're trying to go to Tank, but by the time he comes off of Nico to go to Tank, he already scrambling out of the pocket or being hit or being sacked, or he got some type of pressure in his face. So I think that in the Jacksonville game, when he was given time, you seen how CJ looked like the old CJ in the second half, given the time. So if you give him some more time, if they come out of this bye week and you're able to give him more time, and I think that they will, I think that they're starting to put something together. If you go listen to the Locked On Texans podcast, the Friday edition, if you go listen to the podcast, or if you go to the Locked On Texans YouTube page, John and I talked about the difference with having Patterson at center and Juice Scruggs at guard. And I think you'll be very interested to hear to hear what we had to say And I think that what we said, you'll see it transpire over the next 4 games. Uh yeah, he not that good to me. I'm sorry. I haven't seen enough. I haven't seen enough of Bateman. Uh he may be a beast, but I haven't seen that. I haven't seen enough. I have not I haven't taking an open space should be a priority for the Texans offense. Yes, it should. Zay Flowers, Deontay Johnson, Rashad Bateman. I know Zay Flowers. I do know Rashad Bateman, but I mean Zay Flowers is their number one option, and the rest of the people just ain't getting it done. I know Mark Andrews. I know they got Mark Andrews over there. Um, bro, I think they're working with that over the bye and getting all the offense on the same page. I believe that too. Tay says Bobby is hindering the offense, and Jerry Patterson is an improvement over Juice at center, and the line looks to be improving. Yeah, go and listen to that. Go and listen to the Locked On Texas podcast, the Friday edition. I think you're here. They traded for Deontay because Bateman wasn't doing anything. Right? Do you think Bobby is on a prove it deal for the rest of the season? Now that's a good question. That is a good question. And I'm glad that you brought that up, D Skills. How you know I was about to transition over into Bobby? How do you know I was about to transition over into Bobby Slower? Do you think Bobby is on a prove it deal for the rest of the season? Yes. Yes, I do. I do believe that. I do. We need another play caller. I didn't think that they would bring back Diggs. We're seeing how this season has shaped up. I think it's a good possibility that he will be back. The injury allows us to get him at a discount. You got to hope that he gives you a discount. But if not, I do believe that John Metchie can get the job done. I understand, truly do. People have went to sleep on Tank at the online. Let CJ look. Tank can deliver. Exactly. I think the biggest knock on Bobby is there has been nothing new with the offense this year. Senior Boble and D Skills, man, I owe y'all $2 a piece because y'all are helping me transition right into my next topic and what I was about to talk about. Um, how many of you all got a chance to watch the Thursday night game between the Green Bay Packers and the Detroit Lions? And I know that it was on Amazon Prime, and I mean, once again, I've said it over and over again. I don't understand why a football game is on a subscription based on a subscription based platform. I mean, you already pay for cable. If you pay for cable and you have a television deal with the cable networks, then why are people paying for to watch football on a subscription based platform? It's neither here nor there. I've been talking about it all week that the NFL has turned into entertainment and is no longer competition. But I digress. If you got a chance to watch the Detroit Lions and the Green Bay Packers on Thursday night, I hope Bobby was watching. I hope Bobby was watching. And this is the second time I've said I hope Bobby was watching. The first time I said that I hope Bobby was watching was the Houston Texans when the Houston Texans played the Detroit Lions, and the Detroit Lions quarterback Jared Goff threw 5 interceptions, and they were still able to win the game. The Lions were still able to win the game because Ben Johnson made the necessary adjustments to be able to win the game. He made the adjustments, and that's the one thing that I think that Bobby hasn't been able to do is I don't think that he has been able to make the adjustments. I don't know if he is not seeing them throughout the game. I don't know if he's being told to do a certain thing. I don't know if he's being told to where AD at. I need AD in here. AD, if you in here, pop on in here for a second. I mean, because it could be that Bobby's being told to run the ball to, hold to for the clock for the time of possession. Could be. I mean, everything isn't on Bobby, but a lot of it falls on his plate because last season, when Bobby was hotter than fish grease as far as head coaching jobs was concerned, it was one of the reasons why. One of the reasons why, because Bobby Slowick had that offense and had that offense going. Had CJ was calling the right plays. CJ was playing on another level, something we hadn't seen from a rookie before, breaking all kind of records. But then this year's happened. And so the reason why I said I hope Bobby was watching, and I hope he took what happened in the second half of the Lions game against the Texans and what he was watching last night is because Ben Johnson is one of those ones who Ben Johnson is one of those ones that knows how to adjust on the fly. He knows how to adjust on the fly. He knows exactly what he needs to do to get his team to be where they need to be. And that's something that we haven't seen from Bobby Slowick this season. But against the Texans, he made the necessary adjustments. And then last night, so I'm watching the game, right? I'm watching the game because y'all know my wife is a Packers fan. She was borderline cussing at the TV last night because Matt LaFleur gets on her nerves in the last 5 minutes of every game. She said he had some of the worst time management skills in the last 5 minutes of the game. And so, but as I'm watching the game and I'm saying, I remember last season, right? Last season, D'Amico Ryans used to go for it on fourth down way more than he has this year. Way more than he has this year. And maybe that's because he may not have the confidence. Excuse me. He may not have the confidence in Bobby this season like he did last season. But when I'm watching and I'm saying, look at how much Dan Campbell trusts. Look how much Dan Campbell trusts Ben Johnson to make the right calls. We're gonna go for it on fourth down, regardless. No matter where we are, we're gonna go for it on fourth down, right? So there's a couple of plays in the second quarter, right? In the second quarter, on fourth and goal from the 2 yard line. He said, look, I'm not gonna take the field goal. If we come away with no points, we just come away with no points. But it was 4th and 2 in the second quarter, and Ben Johnson called up the right play, and they got a touchdown. 4th and 1 at the 50-yard line in the third quarter. It was 4th and 1. They called a play at midfield for Jared Goff to go for it. Dan Campbell's like, I don't give a damn about giving the ball back to the Green Bay Packers with great field position. If we don't get it, we just don't get it, but we're going to go for it. You got to be able to trust your offensive coordinator to call the right plays in those type of situations. Third quarter, it was 4th and goal. 4th and goal, third quarter. They went for it. Got a touchdown. Once again, that's the second time Dan Campbell went for it and was like, I don't care if we don't come away here with no points. I'm not sending my kicker out there to take these 3 points and then, I'm not. I don't even know what I was gonna say after that, but I was just gonna say, I'm not sending. Dan Campbell's like, I'm not sending my kicker out there. So y'all got this four down territory. If we don't get the touchdown, then I'll live to fight another day. Hopefully the defense can get us the ball back, and then we'll try to march back down the field again. But we're going for it. Fourth quarter, 4th and 1. And I think everybody remember that when they was trying to pretty much run the clock out, they went for it on 4th and 1. 4th and 1 when they could have kicked the field goal, but the field goal would have still given the Green Bay Packers an opportunity to come back down and tie the game, or I'm sorry, to win the game, with an opportunity to win the game. Hold on, let me make sure I got that right. Y'all just give me 1 second. Y'all know how I gotta. What was what am I looking for? Now I need to go here. Give me a second, yeah. Because I want to make sure that I got this right. Because I think that, yeah, because they won 34-31. And if they would have kicked the field goal, it would have been 37-31 on that 4th and 1 play. They were inside of Green Bay's territory. They could have kicked the field goal, and that would have made it 37-31. And that would have given the Green Bay Packers an opportunity to score a touchdown and win and come back and win the game. They could have given them an opportunity. That field goal would have only put them up by 1 point. So what did he say? Hey, man, it's 4th and 1. Let's go for it. I ain't kicking no field goal. Let's go for it. And so I believe that when you have that type of confidence in your offensive coordinator, then you do these type of things. And we've seen throughout the entire season that Dan Campbell is one. They call him Dan Gamble. They call him Dan Gamble because he will go for it on fourth down. But in order for a head coach to have that type of mindset, he has to trust his offensive coordinator. And we've seen the proof is in the pudding. Ben Johnson can call plays. Ben Johnson can make the necessary adjustments. I'm hoping that Bobby Slowick is taking some of what Ben is doing and going to use that in his offensive play calling. Hell, it ain't too late. Y'all on the bye week. Go back and look at some of them plays. Take some of them plays and incorporate it for the rest of the season in the playoff run. But you got to be able to trust. You have to be able to trust your offensive coordinator in order for you to go for it on these fourth downs. I just gave you 1, 2, 3, 4. Wait, 1, yeah, 2, 3, 4 plays where they went for it on fourth down, where at 3 of those plays, they could have just took the field goal. They could have played it safe. And they have a pretty good field goal kicker, too. We watched that. That was a field goal kicker that from Tomball, as a matter of fact, who came from wasn't he in the XFL or the UFL? I know he's from Tomball, and I know he was working for Acme and then went to try out, got on with one of those XFL or those UFL teams, and then made it to the league. We know he can kick. That we do know. But Dan Campbell is like, yeah, I trust you, my guy. I trust you, but stand right here for a second, because you're not finna get no action. I'm finna make this thing. I'm finna put this thing in the hands of my offensive coordinator, Ben Johnson. And this season, I don't think that D'Amico Ryans has had that type of confidence in Bobby Slowick to be able to do that. I don't. So let me hop into some of these comments right quick. So see these skills, see what you look. Thank you, because like I said, I already had it written down. I was gonna talk about it. Anyway, let me see. That's something that we're gonna talk about on the Locked On Texans podcast. We're definitely gonna talk about that. Um, yeah, that was a good game. Detroit's line was having problems with stunts too, just like Houston online. Yeah, but when it counted, they were able to do what they need to do. You notice in that Lions Packers game, Golf turned and ran out of bounds instead of running 2 more yards into the linebacker on the first down marker. Smart quarterback, not a jack. That's a shot. That's a shot. CJ needs to run a little more. I need about 30 yards out of him. Okay. I'm starting to like the Amazon Prime game. Switch to it in the analytic view. You can see it from almost like a Madden view. It gives you the opportunity to watch routes develop. Yeah, but I mean, what about the people who can't afford, and especially when they already have a deal in place? Like if Amazon and Netflix was the place already, and I don't want to sound like the old guy. Yeah, I grew up in a time where the television used to turn off. Like that, I grew up in a time when there's a certain time where TV went off. Now that right now would drive anyone crazy. You can't even imagine or fathom the thought of television going off. But I remember, hey, look, once you start seeing the Star Spangled Banner, uh, once you start and they be showing the flag waving and the jets flying, you like, oh man, TV about to go off. So you know what that means? Turn the TV off, turn the TV off, turn the TV off, turn the TV off. And so if you're already paying for cable and they got a television deal with cable, why are you making me pay for a subscription if I want to watch football on Thursday night? I mean, it is what it is. Uh CJ run like he's 65, scared to break his hip. Nah, if you can get CJ to run like he ran in that Georgia game in the college football playoffs this last year, I don't know. Dan Campbell has put his aggressive stamp on every aspect of the Lions organization. Yep. And skills I'm hoping that we're starting to see over here with Nick calling out the NFL. Yep. Lions also trust their online way more than we trust ours. See the Lions broken defense probably. So encourage Dan Campbell to take more. Yeah, because they got a lot of people on injured reserve. So let me see. So I was looking at the TV test signal at 1 in the morning. Hey man, TV used to go off. You too young to remember that. But when that TV went off, you just be like, you've got to be kidding me. You have got to be kidding me. What do you mean there's no more television? Then you trying to find anything and you like, I'm just gonna go to bed. And it ain't nothing else to do. I'm just gonna go to bed. It seems to me, it seems like Bobby doesn't have the confidence in Bobby. He seems down in the dumps when they show him on the sideline. That could be true as well. So we'll see. I think that the Texans will be better coming off the bye week. That's something that we will talk about um on Monday on Sports Talk with Big Sarge. Stay tuned. I have an event to go to tonight at 7:30 with my wife and our family. But I may come back and we may have a happy hour. We may do a happy hour. I like doing happy hours with y'all. I can do a happy hour, especially since the Rockets are out of town. Um, the Rockets are out of town, and the Texans are on the bye week. Don't Hey, say that, Senior Boble. Say that because we're gonna talk about them videos that used to come on Channel 39 too. What was it called? Street Heat, Street Dreams. What happened? When last time you watched Channel 39? I ain't watched Channel 39 in a very long time. Sheesh. All right, y'all. You've been tuned to the Sports Talk with Big Sarge show. I apologize for the technical difficulties that we had in the beginning earlier, but hey, we'll get over it. I'll make it up to you in the happy hour on Friday. Make sure you follow me on the app formerly known as Twitter at Big Sarge Sports with the Z at the end. Make sure you follow me on the Tick and the Talk at Big Sarge Media. Make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel at Big Sarge Media. Follow me on Instagram at Big Sarge Sports with the Z at the end. Because you know we do everything for the gram. And make sure you subscribe to the Locked On Texans podcast and to the Locked On Texans YouTube page. Wait, hold on. Wait. Whoa. Street Flavor is still popping? Street Flavor. Hey, come back. Senior Boble, come back 4 p.m. Central Standard Time. Central Standard Time. Come back. We got to talk about that. Let me write that down. Videos on Channel 39. Street Flavor. Street Flavor don't still come on. Street Flavor. I sure appreciate that. So let me make sure before I leave, make sure I got this right. Is it Kiana? Kiana, is that how you pronounce that? You're going to have to tell me. J-Rock, I see you this afternoon. I see y'all at happy hour. I see you at happy hour. Before I gotta see if I said her name right though. Kiana, is that how you pronounce it? I gotta wait now. You talk about Street Flavor. Some of y'all don't even remember. You used to have to watch appreciate that. Some of y'all don't even remember that you know your parents made because y'all Queena. Queena. Oh. So not Kiana, Queena. Queena Nobles. Okay. Thank you. Because I don't like to call people by their name. People that messed up my name and butchered my name forever. So how do you get Brian wrong? You know how many times I've seen my name on paper as Brain? I tell people too, hey, you didn't use yours when you wrote that down. You didn't use that. Queena. I want to learn that so I don't butcher your name. Queena. Yeah, I was like, they put Brain. I was like, hey, did you use yours when you wrote that down? Because my name is Brian with an I. But you have to say that too. Brian with the I, not a Y. See y'all for happy hour. I'm out.
Hard work. Hard work. Hard work.